Thanks. All right. Yes. Uh, Thank you for the introduction. It's already done. So yeah, that's me up there. Yeah, and yes, I'm an engineer, but that's not why I'm here. Um, so I'm here because we develop interactive 3D applications, and we've been doing that for almost 10 years. We were established by the founders of Unity Technologies, which are the inventors of the Unity game engine. How many of you know Unity? Oh, I expected that. I expect you also know the guy in the middle up there. He's from around here. It's called David Helgeson. And he's one of the three guys, and they still own 80% of our business. And we have many years of experience with working with virtual reality and augmented reality. And we've been working with some of the biggest companies around the world. So we know a bit about bridging the real and virtual worlds. Today, if we look at the technologies we have today, we have augmented reality, which we know from mobile phones and tablets, like the IKEA app, where you have the catalog and you can place a sofa in here with by using your mobile phone or tablet, where it uses the catalog as a marker. Then we have Pokemon Go, where it's geo-positioning, where it uses the mobile phone's GPS location to add these little Pokemons you can then catch in different locations around the world. So augmented reality is these, in this kind of augmented reality at least, it can also be audio and stuff like that. But in this kind of augmented reality, it's digital virtual layers that overlays the real world, which we see through the cameras. We've known this technology for several years. But what is happening right now is that mobile phones will have more cameras in them, like we've seen in iPhone 7. But they'll also start to have infrared sensors in them. This means that we will be able to scan the room and surroundings you're in, which allows us it will recognize where there's a physical object. It could be like a table or chair or something like that. It knows so it knows where the physical things are. And with this technology, we'll see the rise of mixed reality. Also with the headsets like HoloLens from Microsoft, which by the way is having a talk just after lunch, I think. I would recommend to see that. It's about the HoloLens. But also the HoloLens has 4 cameras and infrared sensors, so it tracks the room. And this means that we can place 3D objects as holograms in the rooms. We don't need the markers anymore. And we can interact with them. So we can actually get them to react on the physical world because it knows where things are. And that's why we call it mixed reality. Oh yeah, by the way, we can also get, because the cameras and stuff, we can also have like remote guidance. So we can call up a guy with Skype for HoloLens. So I can call a guy in Shanghai and he could guide me to do stuff right here, or explain stuff, how to explode stuff. We could upload CAD designs, so we can split an object and see what it consists of. We can get real-time data overlays around the object, and we can get object recognition. So it knows where to put them because it knows the physical environment. And of course, this means that we can get higher quality service and guidance in the field where we are placed. So when we look at where technology is with virtual reality now, it's been a vision since the 60s. And virtual reality is different because you're fully immersed in a virtual world. So the excellent virtual reality experience is where sight, touch, hearing, smell, even taste is a part of the experience. And the last couple of years, it's been going very fast with virtual reality is growing. And since we saw Oculus Kickstarter and DK1 back in 2012 to the release of consumer version 1 and HTC Vive last year. So we can get a long way with virtual reality today, but we're still a while from we get this full immersive experience like we see in the Matrix. But it's growing fast, and we'll probably get there one day. But also with these phones, new phones that is coming with infrared sensors and more cameras, that also means that we can start making digital copies of the physical world. So we can scan this glass and make a digital copy of it. Then we can 3D print it if we'd like to make a new physical copy of that. But we can also share these scannings and spaces that we scan, and we can share them easily around the world as well. Just put them on a server, and you can download them in New York. And then with your VR headset or mixed reality headset, you can get the real size of it, where it stands. You get the feeling of what the object looks like. Oh yeah, let's buy away here. Yeah, we can also make like 3D scannings of yourself, for example. But they're still static, these things. It will take a couple of years before we really get them to where it looks like it's real figures moving around in these virtual spaces, but it will come. Furthermore, we have the technologies today with more professional scanners to scan houses or buildings or even airplanes. And then we can easily access these scannings and walk around in them in virtual reality on the other side of the world. So we can say, but why do you need this? And then if we look at something about how we learn and remember and understand, when we read, hear words, or view graphs, we won't remember as much as if we actually participate in the activity or simulate the activity where it's in front of us. We get the full understanding. And by doing this, we can do that with virtual reality and mixed reality. And by doing that, we optimize the way we learn and understand. And of course, we'll gain faster learning, better understanding and training of employees. And therefore, we can take better and faster decisions. So when we look at this whole digital transformation that's going on right now in different industries around the world, virtual reality and augmented reality and mixed reality will contribute with optimizing the business and enable employees and decision makers to faster learning and training and of course taking decisions. These technologies we already started seeing them being used in prototyping, and that will happen more and more, and in development, design phases, education and communication, and of course sales and service. So what do we do with these technologies that we have here? And we have also been talking about today. I'm not sure if we talked. I haven't been in here all day, so I'm not sure if you talked about something like Cortana from Microsoft or IBM Watson, but these personal assistants where we can get them to learn stuff. I think the combination of these two, they will merge together, and I think it's necessary. I'm no expert in AI, but I know a lot about the virtual stuff, and I think I have an idea where it's going. But I'll let you know some of it anyway. With all this data collecting, big data, we have right now, there's sensors and tracking. We track everything, and there will only be more of it. So data visualization will be necessary in many cases. When we human, we need to put data into context to understand it better and grasp it. So we need to relate the data to the physical or digital parts where it comes from and how it affects. And we need to visualize this and interact with it. And I think these artificial intelligence like Cortana and Watson will help us a lot with this and make it more cognitive in a way. So we'll just verbally ask for the information. Through my time, we've gone from books, then the internet, where we had a stationary computer, then we had the laptop, then the mobile phones, now the headsets. But the thing is, with the headsets, it's not. We don't write on these. It's really complicated. We also know it from even the Apple TV. Just navigating in the Apple TV, writing stuff in there. It's really complicated. So we need to make it even more. We need to interact with these technologies faster, and we can do that verbally. That's one way to do it. At least that's what, in my opinion. We can also talk to the HoloLens and get it to do stuff. Of course, that programming. But of course, these technologies like Cortana and Watson, they need some kind of virtual figure, a kind of person, a character of some form before they'll gain our trust. I think the problem with them right now is we don't really trust them, and I think some visual appeal will help that. But that's a totally different talk. I'm not going to go into that. But once we have this trust, we will start using these types of AI and get them to come up with information and instructions and guidance to navigate in this whole data. What do I call it? This explosion of data that's coming into to us right now, and we need some guidance in both the virtual but also the mixed world. Also, in combination with these digital twins I was talking about before, and building constructions, offices, and the whole Internet of Things, this will allow virtual presence in virtual environments based on the real world, or it could be digital or created worlds, environments, and also, of course, with the visual elements in the real world. We can meet, visit, explore across businesses and countries and continents. So the sensors and tracking will gather all sorts of data, which allows us for virtual representation. And then we'll use the AI to navigate in that space. And I think this will happen within the next 2 to 4 years. At least it's already started, but it's not perfect right now. Definitely not. I think when we tested with Watson on this one, and it took about 2 to 3 seconds before he responded, and when we need that to go a lot faster. But of course, communication and yeah. Anyway, that's it. I don't know how much time I took about this, but I think it was pretty fast. I'm sorry. So I expect a lot of questions then.
Yeah, we have a lot of time for questions, so who's going to start? No questions? Yeah, okay, one over there.
Can you clarify a bit the difference between augmented reality and mixed reality?
The question is if we can clarify the difference between augmented and mixed reality.
Yeah. Augmented reality, it doesn't really, as we know it today, it doesn't take the physical environment into consideration. So it just overlays it. But with the mixed reality, it knows the room and surroundings and the things and the objects that's in the physical world, so we can place things around them. So, but again, we can dive a lot deeper into this, and we'll probably have some professor in here who has some different opinion. But that's at least how Microsoft explains it, and in my point of view, that makes sense. So you can interact. The physical and the virtual world will merge more together in the mixed reality. Did that make sense? All right, thanks.
Okay. Okay, one question there, yeah?
Do you have any opinion on gaming?
Yeah.
I was wondering, do you think future of gaming, if it was in any of these categories, if it would be in virtual, mixed, or augmented?
The question is about gaming, if it will be in virtual, mixed, or augmented reality. Or something else.
I think we'll see a lot more games in the mixed reality space. And it's two. I would say it's two different things. The more mixed reality and augmented reality will be more social, in a way, where you're fully immersed in the VR headset. You're not, with your buddies around you, but you can be with your buddies around the world, in a multiplayer game. So it will grow in both areas, I'm sure. But I think right now, what we experience right now is more the companies that takes these into manufacturing and guidance with the AR, especially with mixed reality. But I think in gaming it will grow, especially right now it grows very fast with virtual reality, and with the HTC Vive headset and stuff like that, it's going to be huge. And also with the Sony just came out, so.
Okay, there was another question over there.
Do we have any case studies on practical side where you're using, for example, that device for manufacturing purposes or service purposes?
The question is about case studies for service purposes for the HoloLens, right?
The device is pretty new. It's not. It's only released in US and Canada and England, Germany and France. So it is pretty new, and it's a developer kit we have here today. So there's not so many studies around it, but there's a lot of studies going on in the universities right now. In our company, we started using these as prototypes in different companies. And the feedback is positive, both in virtual reality, but also with the HoloLens. So it definitely looks like it's optimizing things, and getting it all virtual and faster decision making as well. We made these training cells in virtual reality, where you have complex assemblings of some kind of tools used in manufacturing. So the employees and new employees can log on, take the headset on, and start this training program just before they go into the real world and do the disassembling of this tool. This tool is, that I'm thinking of right now, is a specific, I can't tell that much about it because of NDA, but it only needs to be changed every 4th week or something like that. And so you don't remember as much how it was assembled, and if some guy is on vacation, how do we do it? Then they could spend some hours in the training cell in virtual reality and get the whole process just in place. And then you don't need it has like this big a guide in a book where you have to follow it, and it takes a really long time. But once you train it in virtual reality, it really just needs a couple of hours, and you can do it all. And the good thing about virtual reality and augmented reality, mixed reality, you can't really fuck it up. So you can play around and make mistakes. That's all right. We can also track whatever you do in there. You can have like examinations and stuff like that. And once we've developed these apps, we can distribute it around the world. So everybody around the world in the same manufacturer, never have a production like United States or in China. You just load the program and they'll start right away. So of course it's an investment, but in short time you should benefit from it. I don't know. Was that all right? Yeah.
Okay, next question. Okay, take it.
What kind of network quality parameters do you have to fulfill in terms of bandwidth and latency in order to run these applications across wide area networks or even across countries?
Well, we can do it with the simple networks that we have today, but of course we like as fast as possible. There's not really, we can actually see it down there right now. We logged on the guest Wi-Fi right now, and we can see there's a lot of lag because it's video that you're streaming, and virtual content needs to be updated very fast as well. So of course, lag will. That's also why I said with what we did with IBM Watson, that response time was up to 2 to 3 seconds, and that will ruin the experience a bit. So as fast the connections we have, the better, no doubt. Yeah, and of course, virtual content like 3D content is pretty heavy. And also videos and stuff like that, so it needs to go fast, yeah.
Yeah, I hear some data consumption coming up. But next question, please. I have one question, since we have time. What applications do you think will drive the growth in the industry? Because, I mean, there's obviously many things going on, but what are the ones that will drive, the business, fastest business growth?
I would say in consumers for the next couple of years, it will be games that's definitely driving that segment. But in business to business, I think in virtual reality, it's definitely training. And in mixed reality, it's something like service and service sector and maintenance.
Okay. Any last question? Okay. If not, I thank Mads very much for an interesting presentation. And we start again in Eldborg at 1 o'clock or 10 minutes past 1. I thank you very much for the theme this morning. It's been very interesting. And looking forward to the next presentation. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you. It's very interesting.